Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sports Today. Today, we are joined by a very special guest. In fact, we're joined by a man who set the headline, the first WWE pay-per-view that is set to take place in England or in Great Britain. In over 30 years, we're, of course, joined by Drew McIntyre. Drew, thanks so much for taking out the time to talk to us.
No, thank you very much for talking to me.
Well, so obviously, first question, it's been over 30 years that the UK has seen an event of this scale. Obviously, SummerSlam 92 was the last one. And you're going to be headlining it. You're going to be taking on Roman Reigns in that main event for, of course, the Unified Universal Championship. Describe the feeling that you're going to be performing in front of course, a very partisan home crowd that you'll be coming up against in a, event this big and in a match that could potentially be, a show stealer.
I don't think I can even describe how I'm going to feel on the night. I just arrived here back in the UK yesterday. I arrived in Cardiff and all the signs are everywhere for the show. Everybody's buzzing about the Clash at the Castle. It's something that I've dreamt about for a few years now, having this stadium show in the UK. It's happening. I'm in the title match. I'm against Roman on the biggest run of his life and one of the biggest runs, especially in the modern era, with the two titles that he has right now. So I know for sure we're going to steal the show. I just hope to end the show with those two titles.
Yeah, obviously, that would be special in front of a home crowd. And, there's going to be a lot of support for you. But, of course, you also mentioned Roman. Just a quick word on the kind of run he's had. Recently completed over 2 years of actually holding that title. And he's really held on to it.
Yeah, he has. Roman's someone I have great respect for. He's done great things, not just for the past 2 years, for the past 10 years. Plus WrestleMania main event after WrestleMania main event. And to be honest, I respected that Roman a little more than this current Roman, because the former Roman, no matter what situation came his way, always pushed through, always gave it everything he had, whether the crowd were on his side, not on his side. It was one against all, and he did it himself, and he believed in himself. This Roman relies on everybody around him to do the dirty work for him. The reason he's had the title for so long against opponents like Brock Lesnar or Drew McIntyre 2 years ago is because the Usos will get involved, or Paul Heyman will push backstage and do whatever it takes to keep that title. So I've got eyes in the back of my head this Saturday. I learned my lesson last time we wrestled 2 years ago, that he's going to do whatever it takes. His family are going to do whatever it takes. So I'm ready this time around.
Yeah, and speaking of backstage, obviously, there's been a lot of change recently in the WWE. And, the creative side of things is now being fronted up by a man who you consider a mentor. In fact, who many people would consider a mentor in Triple H. So how well equipped do you think he is to take the company forward? And what do you think of the role that he's done so far, not just in terms of, main roster, but also stuff like NXT, where you had a decent run?
Yeah, he's more than equipped. He's always had a great mind for this industry, I think, since the first day that he walked into it. But he's also been under the learning tree of Vince McMahon for a couple of decades now. It's exactly what he's doing. He's very forward thinking. He thinks outside the box. It's not that we're going to change everything in the company. WWE was doing pretty good before he took the reins. It'd be silly to change everything, but there's a bit of excitement in the air. There's new, fresh faces showing up. Things feel a little different right now, and that's good. Everybody's paying attention to WWE right now, and it's up to Triple H. It's up to all of us as the superstars to knock it out the park while everybody's looking in our direction. So I think Clash at the Castle is going to be the first big show under Triple H where we really grab the world's attention.
And you were speaking of, obviously, many new people coming over. That's also true for, of course, the NXT UK scene, where a lot of them have been coming over to the US. Recently, you've had the likes of Gunther, who's, of course, on the main roster. But now even NXT, you're seeing something like Worlds Collide that's going to be happening. So, how excited are you to see that sort of an influx of talent coming in, of course, from the UK? They've been doing good stuff for years, but now they're potentially going to get to show that off on a much bigger stage.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I remember, a time where there was so few of us from the UK as part of WWE. I was the only Scotsman, and now mostly the Scottish people are girls, I think, these days within WWE, which is wild and awesome. And we get such great representation for everybody across the world. And I'm very excited about the possibility of this NXT Europe I've been hearing about. I don't know any of the details, but it's great that a lot of our superstars are getting the opportunity on the Worlds Collide show to show what they can do on a bigger platform. And then we'll see what the future holds with NXT Europe.
Yeah, obviously, NXT Europe is something that obviously shows the expansion. Is that something you'd want to actually be a part of, considering, you made your name? In fact, you were one of the, flag bearers of that scene in the UK scene a long time before you came to WWE. Now it's absolutely thriving. Would you like to go back there and actually mix it up with some of those guys? And if so, who are the people you'd really want to be taking on?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I was harassing Triple H to be involved with NXT UK for a couple of years, and it never materialized. I was a little busy with my other responsibilities, so hopefully, I can appear when NXT Europe actually happens. And there's plenty of people I'd love to face over there, or even get on the same side with. There's a lot of my friends that are down there that I've traveled the roads with, wrestled with, fought side by side with. The Wolfgang and the Coffee Brothers and a few others down there. It'd be great to get back in the ring with them once again.
Absolutely. And speaking of people who you've, of course, worked with, there's another match which I think a lot of wrestling fans are really looking forward to as a show stealer. Beside your one with Roman is, of course, the one between, a former friend of yours, you can say Sheamus and, Gunther. Because I think a lot of people are looking forward to how hard-hitting that match is going to be. How crazy is it that you can see a match like that actually happening now in WWE when, as you say, when you first broke into the scene about 10, 11 years back, you were one of the few from this particular scene. Now it's something like a dream match which people are getting to see on the biggest stage.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great that these days it's based on ability over everything else. So if you're good enough, if you can add something to our show and our product, you're going to get the opportunity to show the world what you can do. And Gunther, the former Walter, is an incredible performer, incredibly hard hitting, has done great work on his body and his conditioning. He's in the best shape of his life. He's Intercontinental champion, and he's facing Sheamus. No matter what our differences are, brothers always fight. I'm sure we'll make up eventually. We're very highly competitive with each other, but I know he's capable of in the ring. I know how physical he is. And I also know how physical Gunther is. I've been in there with him too. So this is going to be a phenomenal match for everybody to watch. It's pretty cool that Sheamus is getting to fight for the Intercontinental title on the UK show, the big stadium show. SummerSlam 92 is an event that Sheamus and I watched together multiple times. He's won everything in WWE time and time again. He's never won the IC title. So he's getting that chance at the Clash of the Castle, just like Bret Hart, British Bulldog back in the day that him and I used to watch. And it's interesting, in 2009, the night that I won the Intercontinental title, he won the world title. And tonight, that was 2009. Oh my goodness, like 13 years later, the roles are reversed, where he's fighting for the Intercontinental title and I'm fighting for the heavyweight championships.
Obviously, that must be a surreal, right? And obviously, if you look at your own career since that time, you've picked off a laundry list in terms of accomplishments in the WWE. What is it that keeps you going even now? Is it just about accolades, or is it about showing off your stuff on the biggest stage for as long as that you possibly can at this point?
I mean, it's certainly about showing off what I possibly can at this point, but it is more like the love of what I do, how fortunate I feel to live my dream, advancing the industry and company in any way I possibly can, and about giving back to the future superstars. Even though I'm technically, one of the younger old guys, I've been around for a long time, and I want to make sure, the next generation is prepared to take our industry into the future. So I see that as my responsibility now.
Right. Thank you, Drew, so much for joining us, and good luck, of course, at Clash of the Castle. I'm sure you and Roman are going to have an absolute barn burner, and I, for one, can't be waiting to actually get up and see that when it happens. So good luck with that, and thank you so much for talking to us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me today, and I just want to make it clear to all the India fans out there: we hear you. I've heard you, for the past 3 years, especially during the pandemic times where I was champion. I appreciate all the positive comments, and I want to let you all know, we are going to be coming back to India. I've never been to India ever. I've been talking about it for years. I want to get there physically. WWE will be back. Drew McIntyre will have those titles. Because realistically, Roman's never going to show up because he never shows up. So I will be there to represent as champion. And India, I can't wait to see you all in person.
Yeah, I'm sure all of our Indian fans would be waiting to see you whenever it is that WWE makes its return here as well. So thank you so much, and hope to see you here soon in person.
Thank you, buddy.